This is What I Think, sponsored by Accelerating Evolution LLC, a consulting firm helping individuals, groups, and organizations to achieve greatness. I'm your host, Dr. Anthony Raymondo, and today we'll be talking about the so-called many ways to get to heaven. Lately, on YouTube and other and in the news and vice versa and whatever, I've been hearing and reading and listening that there are many people saying that there are many roads leading to heaven, that each individual has his own unique way of getting to heaven. One of the celebrities that's claiming this is none other than Oprah Winfrey. Oprah seems to believe that, if whatever that light is at the end of the tunnel, and whatever you call it, doesn't matter, because it's all really the same thing, just a different title. And what I want to share with you is this. There's an old saying that goes like this, that there's many roads that lead to Rome. And the viewpoint here is that there's many roads leading to heaven. So I'm going to use this metaphor. Well, there are many roads that lead to Rome. And you can start out anywhere in Italy, and if you point in the right direction, notice in the right direction, you could get to Rome, you see. But now once you get to Rome, the number of roads begin to decrease, because now you're reaching the city. Now if you want to get to the Vatican, or the central part of the city, and you wanted to get, let's say, specifically to the Capitol or St. Peter's Cathedral, well, now St. Peter's Cathedral is going to be on one of the roads. Maybe, let's say, even 3 or 4, one bringing you from the east, the west, the north, and the south. However, if you want to get into, notice the word into, St. Peter's Basilica, you have to enter by the one front door. The point being that there may be many roads leading to heaven, but once you get there, how do you get in? Now, in the Bible, it says that when Adam and Eve were casted out of the Garden of Eden, that God had an angel placed in front of the gate to the entrance of the garden with a flaming sword to block the entrance. Now, why did God put an angel with a flaming sword that spun to block the entrance? Well, because he didn't want man, or any one particular man, to eat from the tree of life. So now, how does one get past this angel with the flaming sword to enter into the garden to eat from the eternal tree of life? Because see, what we're talking about, getting to heaven, means eternal life. So now, how does one get past the sword? How does one get past the angel with the sword? How does one get past the gate into heaven? See, you could get to heaven, but how do you get in heaven? Well, there's only one way to get into heaven. And I'm going to tell you another story. You see, a bunch of people saw this big, beautiful mansion. It was gorgeous. There was a gold fence going around this beautiful, huge mansion. Garden was beautiful. Everything was beautiful about it. And at the entrance, at the gate, stood this big, powerful guard with a weapon to guard the entrance to the gate. And at the entrance to the gate was a man sitting outside, and he had been, he looked like a beggar. He was badly beaten, and he looked like he was in pain, and he was just sitting there. And he had wounds, and people would come up, and the guard would go and say, "Excuse me, but do you know this man?" And people would look down, and they'd see this sorry figure, and they'd, I don't know who he is. And then the guard would say, "Well, can't get in. You have a ticket? You have an invitation? Do you have an invitation in order to get in?" He says, "No, I followed a road, and I followed this road, and it brought me here." And the guard goes, "Well, do you have an invitation?" I said, "No." "Do you know this man?" They go, "No." Well, this went on all day long. Everybody that came to the gate didn't have a ticket and didn't know the guy sitting on the ground next to this golden fence. So nobody was getting in. So finally, after a long day, man walks up to the gate, and the guard says, "Do you know this man?" And he says, "Yeah, I know who he is." I said, "Well, who is he?" He says, "That man right there," he says, "he took a beating from me. He once took a major beating from me." With that, the man rose and handed the guy a ticket. And now the man had a ticket. And the guard looked, and he says, "Well," she says, "he gave you his ticket. You can now get in." And he opened the gate, and he allowed the guy into this beautiful mansion. So people said, well, who is this guy?" And the guard says, "He happens to be the owner of the mansion, and he paid for your entry into this with his life. He was crucified for your misdoings, and he has the tickets for you to get in. But since you don't know him, he doesn't give you a ticket." You see, there are many roads leading to Rome. There are many roads leading to heaven. But there's only one way in. Let's not make the mistake. You might see the light. You might come to the light. But there's only way for you to get in and be part of the light. To eat from the tree of eternal life, you must recognize who it was that died for you. When you do that, it's the first step to being at one. And that's the key to eating from the tree of life. Because you can't eat from the tree of life unless you're one with God. And the only way you can be at one with God is to recognize that He, in a physical form, died for you. Thank you. This has been What I Think, sponsored by Accelerating Evolution. If you would like to learn how to become part at one with the Father, pick up a copy of Return to Eden, Escape from Armageddon. Have a great day, and God bless.